Meditation is just amazing. As Kartikansa says, it is miraculous. Closing your eyes and observing your breath can do wonders. This is what I believe. And it is a great opportunity for everyone at Delhi, near Delhi. In fact, I would request all other participants also, if you can make it nothing like that, you have this great opportunity to have so many masters at one place. You can interact with them, and as we say, meditation is a life self-exploration journey. You get on exploring yourself. Just go within, and then yes, indeed it's a treasure within us. Earlier I used to think it is all just bookish things. Now gradually along this path I am feeling and being attached to the foundation like this. I don't really know, it's beyond expression, that the amount of satisfaction I derive out of it, doing whatever my tiny bit, and learning and enjoyment, they are happening simultaneously. Earlier that was necessarily not the case. So yes, I am eagerly looking forward to all the 3 days that I will be attending, and of course I am going to gain so much knowledge, wisdom, but I'm just looking to explore myself more and meeting so many masters so closely.
Good morning, friends and masters. Good morning and good evening. Welcome to the day 24th of Yogam 40 days program. Yesterday, we've been learning about pyramid energy. Today, we're going to learn about emotional regulations and emotional intelligence. With that, I welcome Sai Kripa Sagar. Sir, welcome to you, sir, and over to you.
Wonderful. Namaste. Good morning, dear friends and masters. Good afternoon, good evening to wherever you are. It's been wonderful to join this day 24 of 40-day program, Yogam. And we've all been in this journey of learning a lot of things along with meditation, along with the simplest form of meditation called Breath-Mindfulness meditation. I know there's a lot of wisdom already shared by Chandra sir. And this week, a couple of days ago, he gave a wonderful introduction to emotional intelligence. And it's amazing that I get to do this topic these couple of days. So today and tomorrow, we'll cover the depths and breadths of emotional intelligence to the extent we have time. And I know in our deeper workshops, in our longer workshops, we cover a lot better, a lot deeper, right? So, what are emotions? We all know what drives us, what makes us act, what makes us behave a particular way, what makes us do things in a certain manner different from certain other people, right? So anything, I mean, Buddha kind of called that as the association with good and bad. If something feels good, then we do our behavior is a certain way. And something feels bad, our behavior is a different way. And there are things that we want to do and things that we do not want to do. Where are these good, feeling bad, wanting to do, not wanting to do? Where are all these coming from? How do you know something is good? How do you know something is bad? How do you know this is something that you want or like? This is something you don't want or you don't like? We know because we feel. We know because we feel. We feel our thoughts. We feel what other people are doing. Though we see, I mean, the doors are the senses. We will walk through how emotions arise. And as we feel different things, the frequencies, our body starts vibrating at that frequency of that particular emotion. There's a difference between emotion and feeling. We will talk about that once we get into the masterclass section. What is an emotion? What is a feeling? What is a thought? And then there are different grades of thought, like you might have heard earlier: beliefs, attitudes, perception. All these are different grades of thoughts. So similarly, an emotion and one thing, emotion gives rise to multiple feelings. We will look at that. And more importantly, our state of behavior, our state of consciousness, our level of consciousness depends on how we manage our emotions, feelings, and thoughts. The level of our thinking, again, is dependent on how we are able to respond to certain situations, overcoming our emotions. So we will talk about the 5 pillars of emotional intelligence. We'll cover a few today, we'll cover a few tomorrow. We'll look at the science behind some of it, and also what some of the great masters have said about how to handle emotions and how to handle feelings. Some of you might be wondering, where is all this going to help me? Where is this understanding of emotional intelligence going to help me? Very simple. I step out the door. The moment I step out the door, I start interacting with my children. I start interacting with my wife. And then I walk past, when I start interacting with my neighbors outside, or when I go to my workplace, the moment I start interacting with my colleagues, we are supposed to feel those emotions. There are certain things that are good, certain things that are bad. That's what you will feel, right? As simple as there's this wonderful story about, I think Daniel Goleman talks about in his book, in one of his books or articles, about how one lady working, she gets an email from her boss on a Friday evening saying that Monday morning, let us meet to discuss something important. That's what she gets. Then immediately this lady feels so jittery. Oh my God, what is it about? What is the discussion about? All through of Saturday, Sunday, I need to be thinking about what the discussion is about. Is he going to fire me? Is he going to reprimand me for something? Right? So that those are the thoughts she undergoes. And immediately she responds on top of the mail, don't spoil my weekend. Tell me if you're going to fire me now. And the boss got that email and he was puzzled. He was perplexed. What is this? I just asked for a meeting. Why is she responding like that? And immediately the boss calls her and says, no, that was a meeting to discuss your qualifications or your eligibility for a promotion to VP. Right? So it's supposedly going to turn out good. But in this lady's mind, right, all those emotions were running. What did she do? She reacted immediately. Instead of thinking about it, instead of absorbing it and responding later. Then she thought, oh my God, I should have waited before I responded, right? And all of us have gone through during our work life, right? There are a lot of those emails that trigger that emotions. Somebody says you didn't do it well. Somebody says immediately we want to respond, we want to defend. And then similarly in meetings, I keep talking about it. When I go to a meeting, right? I don't know. I always in that, I used to be in that defensive mode. Someone tells me something or someone just asks a question on what I mentioned. I immediately feel, oh my God, did he not understand? Right? So they're all emotional triggers. And the moment you start discussing, let's say you have this conversation with your daughter or son, all conversations with our children, I found, are learnings for our emotional growth. Learnings for our growth, our transformational growth. And one part of transformation is, of course, handling emotions, managing emotions. How do we express ourselves, right? And emotions are nothing but energy in motion. So it always comes at the level of energy that we are able to vibrate at, the frequencies that our body and our mind sends out those signals. And when Eckhart told as a wonderful uh, point about, he talks about pain body. Pain body, before you react, the pain body starts reacting. How do you manage that? So everywhere you need some time between the trigger and the response. If the time is very short, then the response is from our pre-programmed beliefs, pre-programmed attitudes, or samskaras or vasanas. Whereas if you take the time, then you are able to cognitively think and respond. What gives the time between the trigger and response is meditation. The practice of meditation allows us to expand that time between response and between the trigger and the response. So we will talk about some of the statistics as well in terms of what is the science behind how emotions get triggered. And there are a lot of wonderful books that masters have written about how do you handle emotions. And all of us have heard about nadis. We have heard about chakras, right? And then that's our energy body. When I say emotion is nothing but energy in motion. So we have the different chakras managing different emotions. Higher chakras, higher upper part of the body responds to the chakras in the upper part of the body respond to positive emotions, positive vibrations. So they are positive energy emotions. Whereas things like fear, anger, resentment, frustration, guilt, shame, all that are our lower chakras, our lower body vibrations, right? So we will talk about bit. I mean, we'll talk about how to handle it, what is emotion, but where is it all coming from? There are multiple layers the way we handle emotions. First, it is emotions within ourselves. The energy flows within ourselves. We'll talk about the emotion loop. How does emotion get triggered? Right? It's about being aware of the subtle signals in our body, in our mind. So that is self-awareness. We'll talk about that as one key pillar of emotional intelligence. The other key pillar is self-expression. Once you are aware of what you need to do, aware of the sensations, aware of the emotions, aware of the feelings, then you'll be able to respond in a positive manner. That's expression, communicating. And I keep saying in my experiences how I started to become a better communicator, courageous communicator, clear communicator, the moment the noise in my mind started dying down, the moment I moved from reaction to response. We will talk about it. And as we continue to express, as we continue to communicate our ideas, slowly things start inspiring us and we become an inspiration to others. That's the third pillar of emotional intelligence. So we will talk about these three to the extent that the time allows us: self-awareness, self-expression, and inspiration in our masterclass part of it. So before that, let's dive into good practice of good technique that allows us to manage our emotions, feel our emotions, move from reaction to response, right? Become aware, get us into the higher state of awareness that allows us to uh, recognize our emotions and respond appropriately. All right. So we will dive into our usual practice of breath mindfulness meditation. So all of us know the posture. Please share the slide and play the music, please. All of us know the posture. So please relax your body, sit in a comfortable posture. Remove your spectacles, clasp your fingers, cross your feet at your ankle. Look at the posture. If you are sitting on a chair, you can sit with your ankles crossed, or you can sit on a floor. Make sure it's comfortable. And close your eyes, clasp your hands, fingers into fingers. And the only thing that we do is observing our natural breath at some reference point in the nose. Be with your normal, natural breathing, no forceful inhalation and exhalation. And slowly our mind becomes empty. The noise in our mind starts becoming silent. And as the mind becomes empty, we'll get a feeling of emptiness. Feel the emptiness inside you because you're all energy, right? Energy keeps flowing. You'll start feeling the flow of energy, start feeling the sensation. And anytime you're distracted by thoughts or other distractions, other sounds, just observe it, recognize it, and bring your attention back to your nose and start observing your breathing. And we'll also have a brief technique of heart elevation that is very important for us to heighten our meditation experience. All right, so here is how you practice the heart elevation process. You all know. And when you place your attention at your heart region, taking long, relaxing breaths, you recollect an event of higher positive energy, positive elevated emotion, and then you feel oneness with everybody, right? The guidance will guide you through this process. All right, my dear friends, let's begin.
Dear friends, dear masters, with the specs removed, eyes closed, keep your hands in your chest area. And resting your attention on your sacred heart. And can you feel your beautiful heart? Feel the center of all emotions, nurturing all life. With its higher vibration of love, compassion, kindness, gratitude. Can you recollect an experience from your past? Or simply imagine to be living an experience of higher emotions of love, deep joy, gratitude. Relive that moment and feel that energy. the more you experience this higher emotions and energy of love, compassion, the more coherent you become. With all things and everyone. We are all deeply interconnected. Deep inside, we are specks of energy connected to each other. Use self to direct this energy, to spread this energy to everyone and everything on this planet, to help them elevate themselves. Where your attention goes, there your energy flows. Feel. And slowly, let's go into breath-mindfulness meditation with your fingers into fingers, hands comfortably rested in your lap. Observe your normal, natural in-breath and the out-breath. We are going into powerful group meditation, dear friends. Observe your natural in-breath and the out-breath. When you observe your breath, your mind becomes empty. The mind is becoming empty. We experience greater emptiness. That calmness inside of you, all around you. It is natural to have thought. When you recognize your thinking, go back to observing your breath and allow yourself to go into the deeper states of calmness, emptiness. As the mind is becoming empty, all that liberated energy is channelized into the present moment. Your body begins to function at its natural best. You develop greater power of thought. to your breath and allow yourself to experience that emptiness, calmness inside of you, all around you. Become aware of that calmness, stillness within you as you merge into your breath. All emptiness is energy. This is the quantum field of limitless dimensions, the field of infinite possibilities. The more you are with it, the more you tune in to the abundance of healing energy. empowerment energy. That energy of love, that energy of the mystic, or whatever you can become aware of. Plunging to this emptiness of no body, of no thing. or less matter, more emptiness and energy. as the mind is rested, you move away from this matter, your body. You experience that emptiness, energy, the feel of all connection, the field of all wisdom. The more you are in this calmness, emptiness, the more insightful you become, the more connected you become. Merge into the emptiness of yourself, your divine self. Receive your greater mind, that awareness. the more you are with it, the more you experience your intuitive intelligence the more you develop that acceptance and the more effortless life becomes. Friend, it's truly a privilege to be experiencing this life, to be exploring consciousness for a greater life at this time of history. Many are not so blessed. Can you express gratitude to everything and to everyone? Be grateful to this intelligent universe. To your parents, to your teachers, to your mentors. Deep gratitude to yourself, to your body. Give thanks to this nature, the mineral kingdom, the plant kingdom, the animal kingdom. Gratitude to all the people in your life, to everyone. To everything, the technology, the system, the companies, the governments. Gratitude is the ultimate state of receivership. Recollect your experiences from the session, and whenever you're ready, you can keep your hands on your eyes for 5 seconds, and then open your eyes.
Wonderful, my dear friends. I hope that was elevating, relaxing, elevating, and very peaceful meditation session. It has been that way for me. So with that feeling of lightness, with that feeling of emptiness, with that feeling of gratitude, let's look at a bit more about how this state that we are in right now helps elevate our energies through better management of our emotions, which is what is emotional intelligence. Before we dive into the topic for today, I have a few slides that I will show you and go deeper into the emotional loop, the emotion loop. There is a poll that we want you to take right now.
Yeah, I'll quickly read out the questions. How strong is your belief in the manifestation process, and how do you feel after your meditations? It's the first question. I deeply trust the process and feel emotionally uplifted. I trust the process through my emotional state varies. I want to believe, but doubts and emotional low remains. I struggle to believe or feel any shift yet. The second question, how is your visualization experience during meditation? Then the third one, how are your emotional states and awareness evolving over the past 3 weeks? And more, 40% participated.
Just 2 more minutes. Please answer. We need more participation.
Oops, let me end the poll. Let me share the results. %50 of the people shared, I deeply trust the process and feel emotionally uplifted after meditation. 41%, I trust the process through my emotional state, but emotional state varies. Hardly 4%, 5% still believe doubts and emotions low. And I struggle to believe or feel any shift yet. Then the second question, how is your visualization experience during meditation? Very vivid and emotionally charged, 70%. Around 51% people clear at times but not consistent. and I find it hard to maintain a clear mental picture 25%. I haven't been able to visualize much, like 7%. Last question, how are your emotional states and awareness evolving over the past 3 weeks? I'm more aware and notice clear emotion shift around 40%. I'm becoming more aware, but emotional patterns still repeat around 40%. Good. I feel some changes, but I can't tell if they are lasting around 16%. I haven't noticed any real difference in my awareness or emotions around 5%. It's over to you, sir. Sir, you're on mute.
Sorry. Okay. So wonderful. So yes, I think there are some, this is, I think, midway through this 40-day program for people who have joined new. So there's a lot more to go. So I'm sure a lot of your experiences will evolve for the better over the next couple of weeks, right? Nothing to worry if you're not able to mark on the top two of those options. But a very good response, emotionally uplifting, emotionally aware, and feeling the change, shifting patterns of my emotions. So, which is all about, again, becoming more aware of our emotions is very important for us to evolve our consciousness. All right. So with that, let's dive into today's class for another 15 or 20 minutes, and then questions we will take up at the end after the master class, please. So let me quickly. Okay. Hope you're able to see the presentation. One sec. Yes. So these are the 5 pillars of emotional intelligence that we're going to see over the next couple of days. Today, a little bit. Today, we'll look at the top 3, and then we will look at the empathy and engaging pillars in tomorrow's session. So, what is self-awareness? A lot of you people mentioned that meditation has been helping you in emotional upliftment. It's help you be more aware of emotions. Where are we all feeling this? Where are we feeling all this emotions? When we say emotionally uplifting, when I see emotionally balanced, where are we feeling all this? Yeah, heart is one of the common areas. Where else? Soul and mind. I'm still trying to figure out where the physical presence of my soul. But yeah, soul, mind, body, yes, right? And eyes. Yeah, so you'll feel first you will feel on the more grosser matter, grosser but more. It all depends. Some of you might feeling in the heart region, some of you feel in the head, some of you will feel in the different parts of the body. And that is where the emotion loop that I'll talk about will come in. But before that, we all know we spoke about I'm sure some of you might have heard about the amygdala hijack. The neuroscience perspective of how we feel emotions, right? So there is this midbrain or limbic brain. Let me see. So the midbrain or limbic brain is the seat of emotions. And there is this neocortex area, which is our thinking part, which is our cognitive part, right? So the time it takes for the midbrain, for your subconscious mind that we covered. So subconscious mind to react, the speed of thought, the speed of the sensation, the speed of energy flow that happens is in the matter of 10 to 50 seconds. Sorry, 10 to 50 milliseconds. Whereas the response from the cognitive mind, which is your conscious mind, takes a little bit more, around 100 to 200 milliseconds. So what happens when there is a reaction?
Sir,
when you have a response, when some trigger happens, so immediately what happens is your subconscious mind reacts the fastest. That is because there is not enough time for your conscious mind to come and react, right? Respond. So let me just quickly share. Where is the sharing going? So amygdala is the seat of our subconscious mind, seat of our emotions. And the prefrontal cortex is where we respond consciously to things. Now, anytime there is a reaction, it could be your boss shouting at you, or it could be some person passing that remark at you, or it could just be your parent or your daughter's or your children's uh, uh, discussions or words that trigger you. So the amygdala is the fastest to respond. It responds based on our past emotional patterns. It based on past learned responses. So it's the fastest to return, fastest to respond. Whereas when we allow our prefrontal cortex, our brain to respond, only then it becomes a conscious response, right? The time to respond increases as we practice meditation, as our awareness increases. That's the neuroscience part of it, right? Our meditation increases the time between reaction and response to increase the time between reaction and response to hundreds of milliseconds. And that is the space in which we respond instead of reacting. That's the neuroscience part of it, right? Whereas, I'll come back to the slide in a minute, where there is the other perspective, which the spiritual scientist of 2,500 years ago, Buddha, he talked about this. It's called the emotion loop or the energy motion loop. How do we feel emotions? How do you feel emotions? So we looked at the neuroscience perspective of expanding our awareness through meditation. So there is a gap between our react, trigger, and response. And this is how emotions flow. This is how we feel emotions. How do we feel emotions? First, there are some things that come through our six senses. Our eyes, our ears, someone has passed a remark, or we see something, we taste something. So immediately the six senses are the doorways to whatever we see in the world, whatever we interact with the world. So there is an energy that flows through the six senses, and it causes a sensation or a vibration in different parts of the body. And then the mind enters, and then it colors that particular sensation as good or bad, right? So it gives it a feeling. It gives it a feeling tone. So the feeling tone is either pleasant, unpleasant, or neutral. And then the next part of the whole process is about it colors with emotion. I am angry. I am frustrated. I am happy. I am sad. So that is the feeling that you do, right? That's the emotion part. And then the feeling. Anger has different grades of feeling. Anger, I could be frustrated. I could be annoyed, right? So all these are different grades of anger, which is what turns out as a feeling. A low intensity anger is more about annoyance. Why is he keep on nagging like this? So that's a type of an anger. Whereas a high intensity anger is something that you need to respond immediately, jump up, or probably shout at somebody, right? So that is the high intensity. That is what you call as high intensity anger. So similarly, when you are joyful, you're happy inside. The highest intensity of joy is, hey, you're jumping and shouting and saying that, yeah, I got it. I got so many marks, or I got my promotion. So that's where it's joyful, right? So that is the labeled feeling. So it becomes an emotion, then it becomes a labeled feeling, and then it dictates our behavior. So this is what happens every time we go through a trigger to behavior, right? And most of the time, this first few parts, we deal with it unconsciously. Right, that's what we say, that we react out of it. Where do we react? the mind automatically labels, hey, someone is kind of hurling an abuse at you. This is how you should respond, right? So it's so super fast. When we are not conscious of it, we allow the subconscious mind to respond, and that all happens because our if I'm angry, I should shout. If I'm angry, I should show something, right? I should feel, or I'm feeling anger, but I'm not able to express it. So what do? I don't know, right? So that causes energy blocks. So what Buddha and what neuroscience and then what meditation science talks about is it allows us to be conscious and aware of all these initial pieces so that I'm able to cut before it triggers, before it converts into a labeled feeling, before it converts into a behavior. I'm able to catch it and then change my response. In Buddha's Anapanasati Sutta, there is one thing called mindfulness of feelings. There's mindfulness of body, mindfulness of feelings, mindfulness of mental processes, and mindfulness of the truths. 4 parts to the 16 words Anapanasati Sutta. So it's also called the 4 foundations of mindfulness. So mindfulness of feelings Buddha says, always become aware of the feeling tone. If something is happening, how are you feeling? Pleasant, unpleasant, or neutral? Because everything causes one of these feelings. If you're able to catch at that time, then you are able to kind of change your reaction, change your response. So that's the whole science behind how this happens. And we all know energy blocks. Any pleasant feeling, any unpleasant feeling has a specific body part where it resembles. For example, fear mostly is for some people it's the stomach. Anger is mostly in the heart. Fear also is in the heart for a lot of people, right? And fear sometimes is in the shoulders. People will feel some sensation in the shoulders for some people, right? So emotions arise because we are not mindful of our feelings. So the earlier you catch it, meditation allows us our awareness. We are aware of our body, and that's what we talk about, right? Mindfully interpreting things, mindfully looking at aspects, right? So mindful thinking. So self-awareness is about becoming aware of ourself. First, it is what is happening at the level of our body, right? And then next is about being aware of our thoughts. Which comes first, emotions, feelings, or thoughts? It's a loop. You start with a feeling, then you get an emotion that triggers a thought, triggers an action, and then that thought amplifies the feeling or emotion, and then again, it's a loop. Joe Dispenza talks about it, right? So to break that loop, the essential thing is feelings. And then meditation science talks about a particular feeling, a particular sensation, a particular craving, a particular fear gives rise to 100 types of thoughts. So when we are more aware of our feeling, we are able to remove the arising of all that X number of thoughts. Instead of addressing things at a thought level, right, we address things at a feeling level. That is the first step. And then, of course, reprogramming beliefs and everything, talk about it, right? And feeling a particular emotion is so important because that gives rise to reality. And that is why in manifestation, one of the sutras of manifestation, the way you visualize is you need to feel. Your feeling center records it the most. All affirmations, all prayers, all visualizations, the key success factor of that is how you feel, feeling that emotion, feeling gratitude. That's what we do at the end of meditation, right? So that is the first level. You feel a sensation or an emotion in your body, then you feel the feeling, and then you move into what is the thought that has triggered, and then you change your behavior. So that's the emotion loop. And mindfulness meditation allows us to do, what do? We always keep bringing our attention to our breath, right? So that's what we do. And anytime there is a distraction, we are aware of the distraction, bring our attention to our breath. So we are learning awareness in our everyday meditation practice. We are feeling gratitude in our meditation practice. So, and then all of mindfulness meditation is around awareness, is around our attention. And it's also around non-judgment, not judging anything that arises, no analysis of whatever happens, right? So as we become more aware as we become more aware of our thoughts and feelings, right? We become more aware of our response. We are able to trigger the right responses. And what it gives us is, it gives us confidence. I can do it. Like I've been saying, initially when I go into meetings, I was always, this self-awareness was missing. What was I aware of? I was aware of what I need to talk. I was thinking of what other people will think about my talk in that particular meeting. I think about what other people are thinking about me, their interpretation, their judgments about me. That is what my mind was thinking. My mind was not aware of how I was delivering it, right? And in a lot of times in meetings that you must have seen, you must have felt it, or somebody will have felt it, saying that sometimes when something is happening, not that you like, you feel a clenching of your fist, a tightening of your jaws, right? Some tightness at different points. You'll have to let go of all those feelings. The moment you bring in awareness to how you are in a meeting, how you are in your conversation, that is the first step to mindfulness. That is the first step to mindful expression, first step to mindful talking, first step to mindful thinking. So self-awareness is not just about feeling, it's about feeling what you are feeling in that particular body. So next time when you practice anytime you do a conversation, become aware of what your body is telling, what your feeling is telling, right? And as we become aware of ourselves, as we move from reaction to respond, you start seeing reciprocated by others. That's what I felt in my meetings. When I said I go into meetings without thought after meditation, right? So things happen spontaneously. And when people start reciprocating, first thing is your amygdala doesn't hijack you into thinking that, oh my God, that guy is questioning you, right? I attract it. I look at it with a sense of love, with a sense of compassion, I clearly see the question why he's asking, and answers come to us from a higher level of emotion. So your vibration shifts, right? You start understanding yourself a lot more. So there is self-awareness, bringing that gap between reaction and response. And as we become aware, slowly our beliefs start getting reprogrammed. Our beliefs start getting reprogrammed. Why did I behave like that? Why did I respond like that? Right? So then you start reflecting, saying, no, that is because of that particular behavior. So again, there are several ways. Where do all these emotional responses come from? Number one, it obviously comes from our pre-programmed beliefs. That also includes some of our childhood memories, inner child behavior, right? Or it could come from our samskaras. It could come from our past life footprints or imprints, right? Because you must see some of them will kind of be so afraid of certain things like snakes, like lizards. Where did that come from? Even kids, right? So those are the fears that are ingrained in them from the past lives. And then some of them are compassionate from the time they are born, right? So all those are imprints that come from the past lives. So feeling those, understanding where it came from, understanding that it is not useful for me, and letting go is the first way to get over our unhelpful emotions. Right? And as we kind of get over our emotions, then we start expressing things. The next way for us to show elevated emotions is about self-expression. How do we gain balance in expression? Right? So I'm able to handle all my emotions. I can't be silent sitting in a meeting. I can't be silent when some situation happens. It is our duty, it is our dharma to respond in a right manner. Not respond in a manner that was pre-programmed in me, that was programmed by past beliefs or other people, but respond with the feeling of what my mind is telling. Again, as our awareness increases, we are able to listen to our inner calling, our intuition, right? And we're able to respond with that. So that's where spontaneity comes in. Balance and expression is not reacting too much. But again, it doesn't mean that you are silent to all. Oh, I am a meditator, whatever. I think someone was asking me a question in one of the other classes, right? Meditation makes your mind calm. You're saying respond consciously. And when someone is not doing their duty right, should I stay calm or should I respond? And sometimes the person will not get it if I respond in a calm manner. There are cases where you need to act angry. There are cases where you need to act frustrated. Someone is not doing a work regularly the right way, you have to feel, you have to express that feeling of frustration. But with meditation, that feeling comes without that inner residue, without that inner imbalance, right? It'll just be verbal, it'll just come from your conscious mind. So that is self-expression, balance and expression without feeling hurt. Earlier, I'd have felt hurt, oh my God, why is he doing like this? But now, no, there is a reason for some he's acting. Now let me understand, why is he not working well to your colleagues? Why is your spouse or why is your kid responding? They're all responding to us or reacting based on their level of awareness. Let me understand that with compassion, right? And then express what is important positively. There's no need to defend, there's no need to prove our point, irrespective of, there's no need to prove a point or defend either in front of our spouse, in front of our friends, in front of our colleagues. Because we are innately intelligent, it's our spontaneity that needs to come out, right? So balance, being at balance, not staying completely calm, not staying completely reactive, right? It's about choosing the right response. Buddha calls it as wise, skillful response, right? Express what is important positively, be truthful, compassionate, and unselfish. Again, a lot of times, again, it's our pre-programming. We've seen friends. I had a friend in college. We used to do a project together. We used to do something together, 2 or 3 of us. But there is this one friend, as soon as the work is over, he used to run to our HOD or a professor saying that, yeah, we finished, right? So there are some people who want to take all the credit. So there is no reason for us to be defensive in that particular instance, right? So let's be truthful, and whatever we express, it has to come from our inner intelligence. It has to come from our integral self, the whole self, right? Like Buddha says, every time you speak, even Patriji keeps saying this, every time you speak, make sure the decision to speak or what to speak passes through 3 gates. Truthfulness. Is it truthful? In this age of a lot of fake news, a lot of fake understanding, misunderstanding, right? So is it true? What am I going to speak? Is it true based on some science, facts, or based on my inner intuition? Is it necessary at this time? This is not to kind of for me to take a credit. This is for work to happen elsewhere, right? Is it necessary? And am I going to tell that in a kind and a compassionate mode, rather than intriguing, rather than ridiculing somebody, rather than complaining about somebody, rather than making that point just to bring someone down and make myself feel superior. So that is what is self-expression about. When you express things, you have to be clear. It has to come from a place of compassion and not from a place of fear where we defend, not from a place of ego where we want to feel superior, right? So when we speak the right words, the right way of communicating is self-expression, the higher level of self-expression. And again, expression doesn't need to be coming always through words. That is where your full presence is important, right? I can't be doing something and say, oh yeah, you go ahead and I know, I understand what you're saying. That when you are fully present, that's what we mean by integral communication, being integral. When you're fully present with your body, mind, and your soul, your inner intelligence, your feelings, right? Then you'll be able to communicate right. In fact, Eckhart Tolle in his book talks about expression just by being silent. Mindful listening is that when you listen to someone, more often than not, when we keep listening to somebody, our mind is in a chatter. Oh my God, what is he going to talk? Why is he talking like this? I have my next meeting. I need to go somewhere, right? So this conversation is taking too long. So that is what goes in my mind. But when you are listening to someone with complete presence, people who are finding solutions in that particular presence, you will get answers in that complete silence, right? So that is about being integral, being completely present, speaking the right thing, speaking compassionately. And when we are self-aware, when we are expressing with confidence, it elevates our self-esteem. Then we are at a level of energy, higher level of energy, that's inspirational to us, that's inspirational to others. That is when we are that high level of energy, we get inspired to do whatever we are doing, not about what we want to do. So it's about earlier we must be thinking, oh my God, I don't like this. I want to do this, I don't want to do this. Whereas through meditation, as our emotional intelligence increases, we start loving whatever we do. And when we love what we do, we are fully present. When we are fully present, we are aware of all the things that I am communicating. We are expressive to the right level, right? So that is why for the soul, experiences are what is important. You should experience with our body, with our mind, and with our inner intelligence. So experiences are important. And we are inspired with life. We see the beauty around it, right? So every one of us has a story. Every one of us have been born here to create an experience, to create a story that we leave the world with. Every newborn who's born yesterday, born today, will create a story over the next several years. Each one of us have created a part of a story. We are creating a remaining story. Each one of us, the story could be around family, the story could be around work, the story could be around society, right? We are here to leave that stories. We are here to create. That is why we all talk about co-creation. We are creating a story, creating a vibrational consciousness experience, right? So inspiration comes through self-accountability. Self-awareness allows you to respond right. Self-expression gives you the confidence, increases self-esteem. And when we are inspired, when we are operating at the level of inspiration, we take responsibility. That's a higher level of energy, higher level of emotion. Right? We take ownership. We're self-accountable. We do things, whatever is needed to be done. That's what we've seen in Buddha CEO, in Pyramid Valley, in PSSM, in all the places. If something needs to be done, I don't wait for someone else to do, right? We jump in. Unless and until there is a mechanism that someone is responsible who should be doing. I can't be doing someone else's work if there is some person involved in doing it, right? Taking ownership, being self-accountable, right? And aligns to what is given to you. Whatever we do, if it is aligned to whatever talents we have, whatever innate talents we have, it kind of works out very well, right? And that is flow. You get engaged. Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi wrote a wonderful book on flow. All of us get into those flow states during meditation. All of us get into flow states when you are in serious and work, right? A lot of times I've recounted my experiences. When I'm giving presentations to clients, I am in that state of flow. I don't know. I speak about that example where I go into a meeting and the client asks me to present on a topic which I'm not prepared with my slides. So I just went to a whiteboard, start talking about the topic. And what happened the next 60 minutes, I don't know. I was in a state of flow, talking the right things. It was passing through me, right? So the intelligence was passing through you. So inspiration happens when you are at a higher level of energy, when you are first grateful for yourself, when you are spontaneous, and when you are aligned with whatever you are doing, right? When you're aligned with what we're doing, doesn't mean that that particular whatever you're doing needs to be what you like, right? So meditation allows us to let go of those likes and dislikes, go beyond likes and dislikes. Because one level of meditation is about equanimity, right? I'm okay to do this, I'm okay to do that, because you don't gather those emotional imprints in you, right? So inspiration comes when we are responsible, when we are accountable for what we are doing, right? And automatically, when we are doing something with full presence, your next step shows up, your next meaning shows up, your next purpose shows up. What do you do next shows up. A lot of times we are with that, oh, I need to know my purpose, I need to know why I'm doing it, right? Not all the time will you know. Well, there will be an opportunity to present it to you, which you are supposed to do. Once we get involved in that, automatically the next door opens. That's what I found. That's what we found in all the projects that we do with PSSM and at work as well, right? So, my dear friends, so those are the three things we will talk about. Once we are aware, once we communicate, once we express our wholeness, once we express our intelligence right, once we start operating at from a sense of joy, from a sense of inspiration, things start happening magically to us. And as we do this, there is a next level of, as we are in a higher level of emotional state, The next level is how do we interact with others, our relationships, relationships at home, relationships with colleagues, relationships with our boss, right? How does it work? So, which is what we will look at tomorrow. How do we deal with empathy? The other two pillars that we'll cover tomorrow are empathy and engagement. How do we engage? But to do those two, first we will have to take care of ourselves. That's becoming more self-aware, becoming more self-responsible, becoming more self-accountable, right? All these happens two ways: top down through cognitive behavioral therapy, right? Or something is happening, I need to be ready. So meditation gives you the gap to respond instead of react, take the appropriate action, choose the right thought, make the right choices in our behavior. That happens top down through our neocortex. And then bottom up, your amygdala becomes silent. Your subconscious mind slowly becomes silent. It becomes empty. Right? So those cravings, those fears automatically disappear through prolonged practice of meditation. There are a lot of books that talk about it. Right? So two ways. It allows you to give the gap to respond right, and meditation allows you to automatically cleanse a lot of those unhelpful emotions, which allows you to become more aware, respond right, and also operate from a level of joy and inspiration. All right. So with that, my dear friends, that concludes the lecture or the master class for today. I think we've gone beyond our time. So if any of you have questions, I'm available to take any questions, or I think you can continue on. Nagendra, is there anything else following this?
Yes, sir. Before we conclude, I have a couple of announcements. Today, we have book club Inspire. The book name is Book of Children, facilitated by Nisha Ramachandran and Srinivas Ankareddy. It is going to happen from morning 8:15 a.m. to 9:15 a.m. IST, batch 1. And batch 2 will be facilitated by Prasad BT and Charishma, 8 to 9 p.m. IST. Don't miss out. It's an insightful discussion based on the book called Book of Children. And the second announcement is, as Chandra sir was mentioning last week, the I program, Elevate Your Energy, is a self-paced course on the Buddha Sevo app, which has the manifestation advanced course, the life you for master the 5-step manifestation process. Dive into the science of manifestation, experience the deep guided meditation and practical insights. There is an offer, the code special you can use, and you can enroll to the course and continue with the self-paced course. The announcement will be, more details will be shared in the WhatsApp group to everyone. Please join the program, and you can continue the advanced manifestation course on Buddha Sevo app. So,
Wonderful. Tomorrow we will do the part 2 of emotional intelligence as well. We'll dig a little bit deep into a technique that Michael Singer talks in his book called Living Untethered as well. All right, my dear friends, I hope, I know this is a topic, emotional is a very important topic, but there are different perspectives to it, different science aspects to it. And the only way you can practice this topic is experientially. You will realize that, you will understand that as you continue the practice of meditation. Anyway, tomorrow we'll meet for the second part of it. We will talk a little bit more on the other two pillars of emotional intelligence. With that, can we bring this to a close, Nagendra?
yes, sir. We can end the session.
Okay, wonderful. So thank you very much, my dear friends. Appreciate your staying for so long, your time. And it was wonderful sharing the first few pillars of emotional intelligence. Tomorrow we'll meet again and we'll talk more about the other two pillars of emotional intelligence and some techniques. Thank you and have a nice day.
A very good evening, wonderful afternoon, and great morning, dear friends and masters, joining us from across this globe. Uh, Great topic again, emotional intelligence. And definitely, since the time I have started meditating, that emotional intelligence have improved. Looking forward to sharing your experiences. And if there are any questions, any doubts, please feel free to ask. Would anyone like to share or any questions? Yes, Krishna ji. Sai ma'am, please unmute.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Krishna ji.
Madam, good afternoon. I'm Krishnamurthy from Vellore.
Good afternoon, sir.
I have been practicing breath mindful meditation for last 6 months. Now I am feeling my energy body vibrating. It's feeling good. I am practicing the meditation consistently. Thanks. Thanks. If anyone continue the meditation consistently, they also feel everything. Everyone's experience is true. I am feeling very blessed. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, sir. And consistency is the key, as you said. Truly, truly. When you were talking, I could resonate with those feelings. Feeling blessed, and but the key is doing it every day. I always say, like, we take care of our physical body, right? We take bath, we brush. That's how we have to take care of our energy body as well. So as you said, consistency is the key word. One day we may do 2 hours together, 3 hours, and again number of days we are not doing it. It doesn't work like that. So if you're feeling something changing, if you're feeling something happening, then definitely, because you're consistent, so that's how it is happening. Thank you so much for sharing that. Thank you. Would anyone else like to share? It's amazing to listen to your stories, how the journey has helped you, and in which all ways. We always hear different things, healing emotionally, some physical healing happening, manifestation working, one meditation, and look, the multitude of benefits that it brings about. In fact, when we think of meditation, when we are new into the journey, most of us are actually coming forward to with something in mind. Probably we want to overcome stress or some manifestation to work, but eventually when we are into this journey, we realize there's so much to it, right? So much to explore, so much deep it is to go deeper and deeper and deeper. Yes, Madhavi ji, please unmute yourself. I request if it's possible, we can come on cameras. Otherwise, that's okay.
Hello, can you hear me? Hello.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I can hear you.
Yeah, namaste everyone. My name is Madhavi. I'm attending from UK. I'm doing what before Krishnamurti ji said, this right? Consistency is one key point, and another thing is wisdom is another thing. Because I'm doing it, I'm getting calm and peaceful, but sometimes I feel I'm um, uh, how to utilize this meditation and all this one. So I joined first time SARS meditation section 40 days. So it's really eye-opening, and particularly within me, my way of thinking is changed. Before SAR mentioned it, if somebody is angry, immediately we get angry. I try to not get angry, but sometimes we get angry. And other thing, other point Shar mentioned, where when we are meditating, do we have to show the angry, or is it okay to show it that? So he answered me my questions. So I have a question all the time. I'm doing meditation. I have to be generally I'm very calm, but how we can express to them the scenario. So he explained very beautiful way, and mainly the wisdom also very key to change ourselves. And consistency is one thing, and wisdom is other thing to change ourselves. So just I would like to say that, and thank you to all the organizers and Patrizi. He throw the seed, so he's helping a lot, and other dimension. Sar took to the other dimension, so Chandra sir took to the other dimension. So mainly nowadays, all the people need with more scientific way. So it is helping a lot with the text and the pictures. It goes in our minds easily. Thank you to everyone who is working tremendous and restlessly. Thank you. So my gratitude to all.
Thank you to you, ma'am. Thank you to everyone who joins us here. It's a collective movement. It's a movement, Pyramid Spiritual Society's movement, right? So we all are together in this movement. And how beautifully you said, ma'am, wisdom. We do meditation, but are we in that meditative state? Meditation helps a lot, but when we combine it with wisdom, it helps us to kind of accelerate the process faster and faster. And every time when I join any 40 days program, the number of 40 days program that I have joined, every time I realize, every time some new revelation happening, ma'am. For example, what I discovered acceptance in one case. Sometimes whatever happens in life, we are not ready to accept that. We still somewhere want to go back and change. But for example, I realize the importance of acceptance. I realize the importance of being impeccable with your words. So that is why being in this group of meditators and wisdom is so, so, so important to not go astray, and we are there on the right track. Thank you, Madhvi, ma'am. Thank you so much. Uh, okay. Would anyone else like to share or clarify a doubt? And Madhvi, ma'am, you just said anger, right? So, yes, so anger is also an emotion, and that's okay. Like Sir said, sometimes we may have to, but we need not to stay into that for a long, long, long time. Probably we have seen people being angry for days together and venting out that anger for days together. It goes like an, off. That's it. So, yeah. Yes, Aarti ji. Sai ma'am, if you could unmute Aarti ji, please.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello, ma'am. First of all, so much of gratitude and thanks to this Buddha CEO team for arranging this 40-day program. I am really benefiting a lot from this program, and I reside in Melbourne. The timing is very, very suitable for me, so I have been trying to be consistent on this. Sometimes I miss out some of the sessions. When I find time during the lunch break, I just put on my headphones and listen to the audio by Chandra sir. It's really, really helpful. So first thing is in today's meditation, I was very fortunate to imagine the pyramid with it felt like a laser show happening, circulating the pyramid with the colors. I felt really joyful and I really enjoyed that moment. Does it mean anything particularly? And sometimes I get when I try to stop the thoughts while meditating, going deeper into the meditation, most of the times I just feel like tingling sensation on the back of my head. But when I have thoughts, I don't get that. I don't understand this, why it's happening all the time. Sorry, could you please clarify on that one? Yeah.
So you said when you have thoughts, it's not happening. When you don't have thoughts, it's happening, right? Because when you don't have thoughts, you're into that empty state, and that's where energy is there. So this tickling sensation, day three, I think we cover different energy experiences during meditation is feeling numbness in your body parts, probably in your hands, or tingling sensation. Sometimes we get a feeling, oh, ants are running over my body, something like that, or extreme happiness. You start laughing out of deep joy, or sometimes we are crying. Those burnt emotions are buried emotions are coming out. So it is a beautiful experience. It's just another experience during the meditation. That's it. Just observe it and enjoy it. While you were telling me your experience, I was kind of into it. I was also thoroughly enjoying it. And second, we just have to be observer of that. We need not to interpret these experiences. Oh, what this means, what that means. No, eventually, when we keep on meditating, we may or may not understand, but we need not to get into the. We don't have to dissect what we are seeing during meditation. If any visuals are coming, ma'am, you may write it down on a diary. Probably, okay, today's meditation, this thing happened, and as a somewhere in a diary you can look up to it. Sometime later you might get your answers intuitively. However, we don't have to go after, as I said, what does this mean or what does that mean. Everything means beautiful, just another meditation experience.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. I'll share mine here. Once while I was meditating, and initially I was feeling, oh my God, I'm meditating every day. I'm only in thoughts. What is the point of meditating? And then I saw a crow, like the thirsty crow story, and I just thought initially I thought I was sleeping, like it usually happens with most of us. But that is still there. I didn't understand the meaning, but now when I hark back, I understood. Okay, it has to teach me consistency every day, small effort. And ma'am, a small effort in every path of life, right? In every field, everywhere, small each day, every day, without a miss. That is what matters, right? And same is here in meditation also. It may happen just in a jiffy for many. It may or may not happen. The point is doing it every day. So let's enjoy our experiences. That's all I'll say. We may even feel a lot of pain in a certain part of the body, and that's also okay.
And also, I would like to share some of the visualization benefits to you all. Like, I was visualizing something with the help of Chandra sir one day while meditating, um, and it happened 50%,
Wow.
halfway crossed. Yeah,
Wow.
that's a big deal, I would say, because we have been trying for that for the past 6 months, probably. We haven't received a single call from the recruiters from another country. And we reside in Australia, and we got a call from the recruiter from Dubai. So this is like really a big shift, I would say. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Great.
Heartful gratitude.
You are meditating for the first time. I'm sorry if I missed something earlier.
Not very consistent on that one. Sometimes yes, sometimes no. Yeah, definitely.
It's a 40-day program, first time for you, ma'am.
40 days is definitely first time. Yes, yeah.
Then it's like now you know how manifestation is working. That's great.
Yeah,
Great.
I was not believing those things, but when this thing happened, I was like, okay, definitely something is there. Yeah,
Great to hear that, ma'am. Great.
thank you. And one more last question. Sorry to bug you.
No, please.
Last thing is, how do we get out of the grudge on someone? It's really hard when, especially when they have done only wrong things to you, how do you get out of that grudge and develop a rapport with them?
Ma'am, how it helps is initially there is a lot of reluctance, right? We feel, no, how can I? No, I can do everything, but I cannot accept this person or this situation. But as we meditate and go deeper into spirituality, we understand this person, this situation was there for my spiritual growth. At least for me, it happened. And believe you me, I thank now, oh my God, thank you so much. Had this situation not been there, this person not been there, I wouldn't have grown spiritually. I wouldn't have learned my lessons. And one of my very close family member told me, you know why? I also have a similar story. This person might be a great well-wisher for you spiritually. That is why such challenges are coming up, because you have to grow spiritually. And I was like, how can you say that? No, no, no. I just brushed that aside. So, Pam, the answer is meditation, 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 and wisdom. Eventually, ma'am, one day you will tell me in another Q&A, Neha, this happened. I understood. This person is here to for me to learn something. This is something we have, come into a relationship. We choose our own relationships. Deliberately, we have chosen those relationships because we have to learn something. And most of the time, they are your own very close family members. So take it that way, ma'am. It will happen. It may or may not happen in a day or a month, but eventually it will happen, ma'am. And automatically it will happen, ma'am. It may be a gradual process, but it will happen. Believe you me.
Thank you. Beautiful. Thank you very much.
Ma'am, thank you.
Thanks.
I love when questions are asked. I love when interactions are happening. And as I always say, we are co-travelers and mutually learning from each other.
And one more thing, I learned to talk less nowadays.
Yes,
Yeah. So I talk less and listen more, which is really a good thing,
yes, ma'am.
helping me a lot professionally, personally, really good in, avoiding the consequences. Really good. Yeah.
Great, great, ma'am. First time you're there meditating and so many takeaways for you, and you're trying to imbibe that in your life. That's awesome.
Thanks.
Great. So, anybody else would like to share or ask a question? All right, then, if we have no more questions and no more sharings, we'll take a break here and we'll meet tomorrow with the rest of the emotional intelligence session. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I am happy, healthy, wealthy, and wise. Happy, healthy, wealthy, and wise. And I know the light of love is shining in my eyes. I am happy, healthy.
Thank you very much.